Hello parents, today for our Teach Me video today, we are going to find the area of rectilinear figures. So our essential question is, how can I find the area of a rectilinear figure? The objective is to learn how to decompose or break apart complex figures and calculate the area. Here we have what we call in math a rectilinear figure. We call this a rectilinear figure because this is a complex shape that can be broken apart or decomposed into two smaller rectangles. So you can take this complex shape and either look at it as a large rectangle here and here, or you can break the rectangle apart in a different way and look at it from these two rectangles. Either way, this shape is made out of two smaller rectangles. So now we are going to calculate or find the area of this figure. So the first step is to first of all draw all of the rows on the figure. So here we have 6 and we have 2. So the first step that we'll do is we're going to draw or calculate the area of these two rows. So here we have 2, so we're going to draw 1, 2. We have our 2 rows. Now we have something that is missing right here. Now on the right side we have 2 rows, but on the left side we have 6. So that now means that we are missing 4 more rows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have our 6. So here, this missing side is now 4. So we're now going to do the same thing for our columns. This 9 says that from one side, from here to here, there has to be 9 columns. 9 columns. This one said, this number here tells us that from here to here, there should be 4 columns. So let's draw that. 1, 2, and now we have 3. We have our 4. So what's left to be drawn if we have 1, 2, 3, 4 is we have to have 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this missing side here is 5. Now if we wanted to calculate the area of this figure, all we will have to simply now do is add up all of the squares to find the area. So but what we're going to do first is we're going to take this whole figure and we're going to now break it apart into 2 smaller rectangles. So I'm going to decompose this figure like this. When I look at this, the left side of this figure alone, I can now see that this rectangle is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4. We know length times width. It is 4 squares long. And we know that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 squares wide. We know that the area of 4 times 6 is 24. So the area of the one rectangle is 24. Now we have to find the area of the second rectangle. So we know going across, the formula for area is length times width. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got it's 5 long, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. So we know 5 times 4 is 20. we're now going to take the areas from both rectangles and add them together. So 20 plus 24 equals 44. So the area of this figure is 44. And if we wanted to check our work, we would simply count all of the squares. I could strongly suggest as well that inside of the rectangle, you can have your student or your child write in 6 times 4 and 5 times 4. All right, so we're going to take the same figure and now we're going to decompose it a different way. So instead of now starting with rows, we're now going to start with our columns. We're going to do the same thing. So since I know that I have 4 columns here, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my 4 columns. All right. So if this is 4 and this is 9, that means I have to have how many left in order to have 9? That means 4 plus what number equals 9? I need to have 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have my 5 columns. Now, since I'm drawing in my columns, I'm now going to draw in my rows. So since we have 2 rows here, we have 1, 2. This is 2. So then that means in order to have 6, I need to draw in 4 more rows. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So now I have all my rows in my column. Now last time we used a vertical line going top to bottom to decompose our rectilinear figure. This time we're going to go use a vertical line going left to right. So we're going to decompose our figure going across this way. The reason why I'm showing you both ways is because depending upon your child, they may choose to decompose or break apart the rectangle in a different way or in a way different than what you see. And you'll see in a second that you'll get the same area for this figure. So now here in our one rectangle, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 across. So again, length area equals length times width. We have 4 across or 4 long, and we have 2 wide. We know that 4 times 2 equals 8. And again, sometimes I strongly suggest that you write in the dimensions, and you can have your student count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So for the larger rectangle, we see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A equals length times width. It is 9 across. And it is, since we have this line here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is 4 wide. So then, the area here is 9 times 4, and we can simply count it. We can count each square, and we know that 9 times 4 is 36. Now remember, we're not done. And again, you can have them right where this is. So we're going to take the area from one rectangle as well as the other, and we're going to add them together. So we know that 36 plus 8, 6 plus 8 is 14. 1 10 plus 3 tens is 4 tens equals 44. And as you can see in our split screen here, we have the same area for both rectangles. They both equal 44, and we decompose them in two different ways. Again, I showed you this method so that either way your child decides to break apart this rectangle, you can see that the area still should